Willamette Falls is a hidden gem. I bet you didn't know that it was the second largest waterfall in the United States by volume. And even residents in Oregon City and West Linn don't know about it. Unseen. It's been inaccessible to the public for over 150 years. Why do we care? Because from 1829 to 1900, the Willamette Falls area was the epicenter of settlement, government, industry, and innovation west of the Rockies. Our visibility is rising, however. We are Oregon's first state heritage area, and we're working to become the West's first national heritage area. Because of what happened here, America's 19th century destiny was realized to become one nation from sea to shining sea. This is the cradle of Oregon, the end of the Oregon Trail, the birthplace of industry. The state heritage area embraces the stories and the sites in the historic sections of Oregon City, West Linn, and Lake Oswego. National heritage areas are places with nationally important stories and strong grassroots support. Although it works within the National Park Service, they're locally organized and managed. They come with no federal rules or regulations, and there are none yet in the West, 49 in the East. Our National Heritage Area includes 10 river-oriented communities from Lake Oswego to Willamette Bottom. We've included native villages, first missionaries, French Prairie farms, original settlements at the end of the Oregon Trail, and the huge industrial complex at Willamette Falls. After Celilo Falls, Willamette Falls is the most significant gathering place for fishing and trade among native tribes and bands for centuries prior to Euro-American settlement. The powerful waterfall was the spirit and the soul of the river and represented a sacred place to them. As turbulent as the cascading waters of the falls, the history at Willamette Falls is the story of the collision of native cultures with U.S. westward expansion and the industrial development of the 19th century. The newcomers displaced the native people and disrupted that traditional way of life that was thriving for millennia, but their descendants are still here. We have two themes. First, settlement. This is the official end of the Oregon Trail, 2,000 miles long, the first territorial capital, the federal center with a land office, post office, governor's office, superintendency of Indian affairs, and courts, all in Oregon City. For a few decades, Oregon City was more important than Portland, all because of the falls. For most of the 19th century, the political, cultural, and commercial action in America's West centered around the power and resources of the falls. Cataclysmic Ice Age floods shaped the area and brought us that legendary Willamette Valley soil, some of the best in the world. See the wineries. The settlements, Aurora, Butteville, Canby, Champoeg, Dayton, French Prairie, and Newburgh, provided the raw materials for the industries at the falls and became the food suppliers for the fields, for the gold fields during the California Gold Rush. They called it the land at Eden's Gate. Theme number 2 is industry. Here was a perfect formula for the beginning of manufacturing and industry in the far west. A powerful natural waterfall and abundant raw materials combined with fresh water for transport. But without a doubt, the most important thing that happened at the falls was the first long-distance transmission of electricity. It was a game changer. George Westinghouse beat his rival, Thomas Edison, right here at Willamette Falls with both AC and DC current. At the Oregon City Woolen Mill, largest west of the Mississippi, it outshone Pendleton for a time. It once employed 1,125 workers and operated 109 looms, used 4 million pounds of Oregon wool annually. In 1931, the new ocean liners President Hoover and President Coolidge ordered 2,000 blankets and 1,000 robes. And the iron from Lake Oswego helped build the infrastructure of the Pacific coast. Before 1867, all the iron had to be shipped 14,000 miles around the Horn. So an iron smelting facility was hailed as one of the most important enterprises yet undertaken. So why should Congress designate this national heritage area? Well, bring in money, no small thing. For economic development, be a magnet for tourism, for joint marketing with 3 counties and 10 cities, for historic preservation, for working in partnership to fix the broken pieces. And we have a few. First, the locks. Finally, we had an easy way to move people and goods around the falls without portaging. 5 locks with a vertical rise of 52 feet from one end to the other. The locks were once America's oldest continuously commercially operating lock system until shuttered in 2011 due to a low federal priority for funding. Efforts to repair and restore and reopen the locks are currently in high gear, including a potential transfer of ownership away from the Army Corps of Engineers. Reopening the locks is a very important piece of our National Heritage Area. When the Blue Heron Paper Company went belly up in early 2011, one of Clackamas County's major employers was gone. This site has now become the Willamette Falls Legacy Project, an exciting opportunity for Oregon and the region. The major redevelopment will be private, but access along the river is being created by Metro, Oregon City, Clackamas County, and the state of Oregon. For the first time in 150 years, these are all pieces of the mill, Oregonians will have the opportunity to rediscover a hidden treasure, Willamette Falls. A design team with international creds will create the Riverwalk, an amazing public esplanade that will lead you to the edge of the falls. Public access, economic redevelopment, historic and cultural interpretation, healthy habitat are the goals. So Willamette Falls is becoming seen and heard. The secret's out. Come and discover new beginnings at the end of the Oregon Trail.